Tiafia mamo achinon kron abapa onsimano aduasa insia 936 yatena se dia gode mu nsam edna ade Abraham kopem sadumienu ebobo ene Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Na atiafo de yatena se nen common doso including the UEFA Champions League playoff draw no yebewram na yedi nkomo kama pa ade amambat. You saw join live our YouTube Nhyira TV. YouTube Nhyira TV. Oba na unsubscribe subscribe mami. Now do message no. Aka ho yakoba yabeka dodo na no. Etimi edi amamo ebra yeko amene na yedi amene nsam no edi abantu YouTube Nhyira TV na odo message no edi ato kama pa na yakenkan edi amount ya hunsam no edna yedi ama sada medical kanene UEFA Champions League playoff draw no edna ye exactly 11 a.m. ya ya switch ni akoso ho ni afa draw no live na ewia ya charging enso ede afa Manchester United defender Lisandro Martinez ni padodo na friend de Bucha na opening se nyamye ni kwani make kareke no opening no a different kakra so de compare coach is on Oba Manchester no wafa omonsama dienti eda Lisandro Martinez ekasa ide san komo no edi Abraham na Liverpool raising tia ama omuntimi mpam ana slot no etiefo ye de sa reason no edi ba na onso timi ehu enra ye be catch am say this one committee adema CAF enso edi ruling na hodo edi ba na aka referee na odi game no mechire referee Jean Indala on the final game. According to the disciplinary committee, no so open one committee any error anti comedy no and so etimi at the channel and so ya the sound common at the bedamo our Jumadian so na the Ghana Premier League yahe teams na humbo mo eye yin se kotoko omo ebabo Heart of Lions two coaches in the na mechire Bashir Hayford and KMC to omudina na kasa out of the game, but another big game nation service omo tena aya brankese na amo atwen the league leaders mediama sa game so etiefo yebewrampa na yedin komo no etimi adi amamo we eni afufo pika ho 938 in Shawazo 4.5 yatena ya Friday edition yaboabo ani dina no na yedi Abramo awo Jumadie no so ntibra YouTube Nhyira TV na a part of the show ya share Jumadie na se de free amene ya ba ya no Bismarck awusu bempa ayala and a fifi Manfred Baba come home na e ransom no atimi e de amamo ene anopenti ya share Jumadie na se e de amamo. Good morning bema dem ya se yankwa na 11:20
me sure say baby Alexander Sefren, the president of UEFA, and the UEFA Executive Council, and your competition committees, it will be no. And when before they slept, they will tell themselves, look, this format is the best. And they are convincing and say, you introduce into European club football. He has done a very, very good job. Enra, people were expecting drama. And we never do so. We were so overwhelmed by the drama of the football. And that is why we love football. And make I watching the competition na DSTV before Eddie Omo Bliss channel no I match day center channel. It's Omo predominantly the Napoli Chelsea game, but they are giving updates from about games and results and go be about they switch to Salven for you to watch the game. It was so exciting. And Enwa in your full package of Champions League football. Now, one thing, if a force na format we edebe bano, the opportunity for relatively smaller and middle table clubs to also have the opportunity to compete well our Champions League in him. And I think the purpose with which Omodi South format will buy, and also so serve come. Now, this is the final group stage table. And as you know, only the top 8 and then straight qualification. Then from 9 to 24 will engage in playoffs. Now, idea money exciting and he said, you first forget about the first 8 normal qualifier. No? Since they will play off Nimono, there are some big names, which means before we watch even the round 16 of the Champions League, we are going to watch an elimination playoff. And also promises to be very, very exciting because there are clubs like Real Madrid, defending champions Paris Saint-Germain, last year finalists Inter Milan, Diego Simeone and the Atletico Ewo. Dortmund has been making finals and saying also Ewo hobby. You're buying all for Leverkusen and the Newcastle Beba, Atlanta Ewo, Galatasaray, Victor Osimhen Ewo. So the excitement about this new format and the drama they wanted to introduce into the competition, I think we have full package drama, and I was very, very excited watching Enra games now. Of course, Now, how did we get here? Enra stories, what are the big ones we can share? I think it is very, very respectful. Say the first one will be the perfect score of Arsenal. 8 games, 8 wins. Perfect score of Arsenal. And I'm going to say, oh, man, Arsenal. They say, they will beat cards for them. They will beat them. And they did it very, very well. I'm from one to say, I'm give me a competition now. And Arsenal did the job. The only caveat, I say, Arsenal don't have to look far to know, say, even though Omar perfect score in the group stage, I was still more money down going into an account. They don't have to go far. Last year by this time, it was Liverpool, but they were booted out in the round of 16. And the fact that when we have first, now one perfect score doesn't make you the champions. And the examples they can look at just around England to know, say, I also almost show me, but in paper, Arsenal perfect score, no, a very, very commendable for Mikel Arteta any team, no. And now the Spotify company, I think say game no any results a PM no. It's trying for each day the Barcelona team we see today. They can't stop conceding. And only another game will come one. Barcelona has conceded in 11 consecutively in the Champions League.
Game be conceded.
Yes, 11. Including very, very cheap opponents. Still, what the ball to Barcelona to them. And see, they also said that Donkor money as a flake money, President Laporta Mushia. They know, say, they have a very, very good team that can go all out to the semi-finals of the Champions League game. But this time around, our biggest problem is our defense now. And that's how to prevent conceding goals. Now, in the knockout stages, they are decided by small details. And mostly, they are decided by your defensive fortitude. That's at least hard. And it's about so many Champions League this season. There is one big problem they have to solve. And yes, they can't win the Champions League. But beyond Barca conceding, they are able to score goals too. And that is very, very good for Tima, your friend Barcelona. So they have to respond. Lewandowski, Eteka, Emma, Barcelona. I believe the goal that Lewandowski share, was created by these two players. Especially Daniel almost 2 pass now. Or the man Lami Yama, a man who set up Lewandowski, no. Then Rafinha came in with some penalty, no. And again, se Usha Basa game Libya. Penalty ni beto. Rafinha chemo no the man Lami Yama. Na referee VAR checks and about the kutano. Referee can so okay after checks in every bobo penalty no. Then Lami Yama went back to Rafinha. And other ball said in some and Rafinha a ball penalty no and so a two at them. Then Lami Yama had to score a goal of his own. Yes, it was deflected big way, but the goal was given to him. And a Marcus Rashford and so a free kick and making sure Barcelona were home and dry 4-1 and they've qualified into the top 8. Mission complete. That is what Barcelona wanted. So we run into the top 8. Our money play of Biabo and Omu Etini Archivis. Then came the Chelsea game. Game when it started here. I think for any game, no, the biggest question was, hey, Malo Gusto, Rhys James, only you never game, no. But they are not, and yes, one at right back, one at right wing. They are all playing in a defensive role. And Tibian and Liam, coach the person or trying. Chelsea started very, very well. Then came the 19th minute, penalty, Enzo Fernandez, and Bosche. But I think, say, after Chelsea say Omu penalty, they were still tactically trying to adjust. And the man Napoli back game, they say 2 goals. Vergara and Rasmus Holland. At 2-1, Napoli thought they could at least steal a draw. Our game with him. But only on the biggest stages, which game is stretching one, here, BB to happen. You bring in your game changers.
And I Chelsea.
Yes. And I think, say, before Yao Pedro, I be affecting game number Chelsea with you know. Liam look at his notes, consult, and also no. There is one guy sitting on the bench. And that guy is the most decisive player in our team. Maybe we need him. He brought Kopama in and look at his effects. 61st minute, assist Yao Pedro. 82nd minute, assist Yao Pedro. That is how these games are won. And Chelsea makes sure say, number 10, the most influential player and the game changer came from the bench. And Obeye Ejumano, Edema manager, senior, na manager, Ejiri say Odini Bamuno, Obeye Ejumano, Emfa Emmano. Now, the moment Chelsea had the win, then came this chat. Say, in big games, in the last 7 months, Chelsea has beaten any champion we had in the BBA. They did it to Paris Saint-Germain. They did it to the defending champions of the Premier League. They did it to Barcelona, and now they've done it to the champions of Italy, Intima, Yefen, Napoli.
But how you buy the free manager?
Because they didn't win. So no man said. So it can be added.
And I mentioned say as a Chelsea for no champion the issue be but I'm not buying the no so
I'm so be
I'm champion be and I pa kwa ka so antia no champion be obi as be am fan bra.
In the last 7 months they beaten these champions.
Then
it's not as if this obi so be
no
they beat these champions and it is very, very good for the Chelsea team. Anya Rich, if you decide to add Bayern, it will be 5 games. If they get 4 out of 5, that is very, very good for Chelsea team, you know. And do you know, sir? And Chelsea qualification, you know, Ama and in English football contest, Rich, Oma qualified to the round of 16 in the Champions League than any English club. Even Liverpool now won a lot of trophies in the Champions League. Our English soil, they've made it to the round of 16 more than Chelsea in the competition. 18 times. and Chelsea ISR there no 17 for Arsenal, 13 for Liverpool, 12 for Manchester United, and a 12 for Tima, your friend of Manchester City. Look, the whole graphic, you know, I became sad. Manchester United. In the last few years, no man could cry because Manchester United. But that is where they find themselves.
Carry ball in the beba. Carry the beba. Oh. Next year,
I don't want to deviate into a carry conversation because we saw this and even more from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer into Udayem Kuenim. Now, my most disappointing team, I am let go.
Samu, so good for Omuche goes. Bodo for Omuche goes in your problem.
Rich, Bodo can beat Man City. I want no way. But for them to come all the way to Spain, Wanda Metropolitano, Alexander Soloff as a first goal for ATM. No, Martina Homa, Bodo, Abetika Shahoma. If Bodo can score, can't Atletico to score? I will see. Now, I don't know. Atletico team, or not Tom and Diago Simeone.
Maybe a question of Musano.
Because there are some scorers.
Or your coach be as
and the way any controversy me discussion members here from coach at let's go we don't hear it. And Rich maybe I'm a cow say he is the highest paid coach in the world. How can we pay you the highest but there's no pressure?
The top players the amount.
And for all my Bodo story there, Rich, what do you say Bodo? I'm only in the best team in the summer. Yeah. It's in prepare and that's a pre-season. So we say Man City money is a league matches. They are in pre-season. Now you look at these pictures and it gives you goosebumps. Rich. And in the dressing room, this guy on the support table, they can't believe what they've been able to achieve. And their supporters were right there with them. And this woman had to cry. Because the story is unbelievable what they've been able to do, no? And I think say, and may I be disappointed in Paris Saint-Germain, but me shake game with you, I think I was more impressed with Newcastle. And our boy was very good. They were tactically very disciplined. And Nyamwanga said they were able to get a draw now. You can be disappointed in Paris Saint-Germain for not winning against Newcastle at the Parc des Princes. But to be very, very fair, I think it has more to do with the way a Newcastle for and game, how they carried out on instructions, you know, and a famous 1-1 draw if the Parc des Princes. Now, I think this will be the last game I ever share. Look. Senior Barca Copenhagen. A term for you about the state of the Barcelona team. I think Benfica, Real Madrid is also my info about the state of the Real Madrid team. It is only one story. Kylian Mbappe. So we need a free team anymore. Team is so ordinary. So ordinary. Now, Rich, this year in the Champions League, Kylian has 13 goals. And Odiligi, followed by Harry Kane 8, Erling Haaland 7. Now, the 13 goals now, I represent 58% of Real Madrid goals in the Champions League. More than half. How can you play like that? So dependent on only one player. And even in games, I just said he step up and score 2. You can't win. Yes, you can't win. And you see, and no maybe Alonso. I try to talk to so in terms of discipline on the pitch, any decisions take care. Almost because they are big boys.
And now Rodrigo red card unnecessary red card.
Unnecessary. Now Rich, Madrid Kylian Mbappe Bashir and a team of Freddy Benfica Abetika. And Omanya probably this as a penalty account. Then shot up and completely the brace, and also shave him. Now, just as you were discussing, say okay, say your analysis of Tribune. Ne had an head as a goalkeeper no essay na. Sa time na free kick na baba two. The situation that game was that Real Madrid had 2 red cards. So they were playing 9 against 11. Now out of the 9, Rich, one of the players is a goalkeeper. And the alpha players are all packing so 8. You are under from by 3 goals to 2. In the last action of the game, who is going to kick you to? Say you may be a referee, Oma action yan to asu be Rich. So where was the coaching in this Madrid defense? Because you can't defend in this position. Vinicius, it's not since you took when we are.
Oh, okay,
in that minute, Nana. 5 minutes and a so you have 7 minutes, 13 seconds.
Maybe a bobo man and referee point.
Come on. You don't coach like this.
Now your goalkeeper who baby no figure. Unmarked.
Look,
no kosa.
Omo manya free kick. I was still 11 players on park. You are winning 2 red cards. You still think that you can commit players? At that time they were given. And to say over 2 free kick. Madrid had in the box player can't come because baby was in football wise he can't continue defending one team Benfica. It's in the film 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players only in the box for Real Madrid. You can count as many as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players, including the goalkeeper. How do you do this? You 2 ball around so very and it was as if the story needed to be written. He made the difference, got that one crucial goal now Benfica here to add to more points, and that is the reason why you see Benfica 24th with -2. A -2 and then they overwhelm into the round of knockout phase, in the playoff. Now, Rich, pay attention to something you. It gives you everything the drama yesterday. Rich, Prime Video for an analysis of every 10 minutes via the way on a table it's here from 1 to 12. And it is so exciting to watch the dynamics. Concentrate on Paris Saint-Germain and Real Madrid. Rich, 10 minutes into the last games now. Now Paris Saint-Germain are 3rd. Now Real Madrid are 4th. 20 minutes. Now Paris Saint-Germain at 4th. Now Real Madrid are 5th. Which you do 30th minute, Now Paris Saint-Germain at 5th. Now Real Madrid are 6th. You do 40th minute, Now Paris Saint-Germain at you do 50th minute, Now Paris Saint-Germain at 7th. Real Madrid was off the radar. Omama that 9th. Rich, you decide. The Madrid will come back into the top 8. Not Omapie. Your boy, they are falling off. And this video gives you a very, very classical view of the Rihanna and Nomeko as and when that games no echo so when they rat top 18 now why appear for top 18 and it's and your man no. It's Rich. So say the BBS. These are the seeded teams in the playoff, and these are the unseeded teams. We what we are going to watch matches between CD, and we will pair them with qualifying already into the round of 16. So for instance, Monaco and Carabao, then Paris Saint-Germain and Newcastle, they will play. So they will play each other again. Not you one team. then in the round of 16, they either will play Barcelona or Chelsea. It's the same for all the rest. And who turn it to the other side is so and you bet me ayeno. And so mama in the first 8 years, Omatamu Chuku and Omoche Omwa Omobabo into the playoff. No. And why? And when the Champions League final is being played, natural for the Edeba Park in the Soa, the Debesha and some there a lot of drama. I bet me at the Akutiano. It was so exciting to watch. Okay. And then Europa League games in Intino. You can have these 3 codes. First one is a rollover of 5 horse BW36 DAD9A4. BW36 DAD9A4 for the rollover 5 horse. No. Then a combination of any games with only 2 codes BW36 DA9A98 then BW36 DB11C7. Na and also what to me aye also be payala X okwana follow ubenya also kan patutu guys ana yaba program ne so uko Facebook a Miss Makosu be pa hyphen ayala and answer ayala sports and also okwana follow Facebook ubenya also no and patutu when I post them even before I be show no say okay WhatsApp channel no and answer Telegram so and also so you can have it early in the morning. Not what me I follow. All the best and the games, sure. In the Europa League.
Okay, yeah, can't drama once a media. Young family and so have corner. There we say, young quina 11:20.
May I sure say, baby, Alexander Seferin, the president of UEFA, and UEFA Executive Council and your more competition committees, it will be and when you before they slept, they will tell themselves, look, this format is the best. And they are convincing and say, you introduce into European club football. No? He has done a very, very good job. And people were expecting drama. And you so. We were so overwhelmed by the drama of the football. And that is why we love football. And Mekai watching the competition DST before Eddie Omobliss channel, no, I match this center channel. It's Omo predominantly the Napoli Chelsea game, but they are giving updates from about games and results and go be about they switch to Salven, for you to watch the game. It was so exciting. And in your full package of Champions League football. Now, one thing if a force na format we edebe bano. The opportunity for relatively smaller and middle table clubs to also have the opportunity to compete well our Champions League. And I think the purpose with which this format we buy, and also so come. Now, this is the final.
And I no pay. We pay say we should do any life. The chance we buy YouTube now. We buy YouTuber. Nhyira TV or YouTube. We no subscribe ya share. Now or comment. What Jan was say in the course of the show. You have a kind of man of your own kwenya. I participate in a BBI come at the amount. Now, my man for 2 months say Android Friday. You matches are about to Europe na we UEFA Europa League matches and annual ebaso and wachi mame fatu and say and UEFA Champions League the tense draw ebaso na we and we a playoff draw and yami adma and another pay ebaso and UEFA for na de wonsem e de blati for na e show no sinimum answer na no yanko Australia e say another pay make say Australian Open egusu akwaso we tennis jumadi make say no egusu akwaso Australia and then the mountain so na the tense uko men singler and no e me na from no the tense semi-final games and ebaso na make say grano semi-final game bako e di carbon we na ATP ranking world number 1 Spain Wuma brand telephone Carlos Alcaraz Garcia which are world number 3 Abran telephone Alexander Zverev from Germany 3-2-6-4-7-6-6-7-6-7-7-5 and Abran telephone Carlos Alcaraz Garcia where they qualify and qualifiers Australian final and on a player wants him Emma telephone El Shono so make us say no and Chakrana second game ebaso where a semi-final 2 now the test 10th champion and Australian Open was a world number 4 Novak Djokovic from Serbia when the Abran first Yannick Sinner were one number 2 from Omaya you're from Italy and Elba and on a player wants Pina and the material for El Shono so away from men's single young women's single not WTA world number 1 Arena Sabalenka the test Andro El semi-final Emana Fono which Ababa first Elena Vitolina world number 12 from Ukraine make us Arena Sabalenka a qualify at the quarterfinal and what she did test Andra world number 6 Jessica Pegula from United States of America one also and I say one su anima Ababawa your first Elena Rabakina na 023667 and Alina Rabakina from Kazakhstan was qualified at the WTA women's tennis final I don't say Pina Emma Tilfona El Shono so now the teaser say no Emma final Yanya Adma Sunday El Road Lever Arena El Melbourne and Emma final Ebaso now world number 1 Alina Sabalenka one Alina Rabakina and Elba and on a Payadun Sempina Emma Tilfona El Shono so live on it 104.5 FM away from tennis Yanko football now many kind of 20 that I say Andra Yanya matches are about to El UEFA woman Europa League na we last game about to El League first in na Andra El Villa Park as to the Tiafi woman share 3 Emma Red Bull Salzburg from Austria Omote Kanum and what she FC Basel woman Tiafi El Switzerland woman to 1 Anima Victoria Plazin from Czech Republic Celtic at Tiafi El Scotland woman share 4 Emma FC Utrecht at Kanum and what she rest Belgrade woman is Celta de Vigo Eba 1-1 and what she Stewart Bucharesti El Romania woman any Fenerbahce Eba 1-1 Genk at Tiafi El Belgium woman share 2 Emma Mambo woman take Kanibako after ahead Eagles El Netherlands woman FC Braga Eba Golas draw Lee at Tiafi El France woman share Bako Emma Freiburg woman Antiwante and what she Douglas Rasgard at Tiafi El Bulgaria woman share Bako Emma OGC Nice woman Antiwante and after Olympic Lyon woman Tiafi El France woman share 4 Emma Polk at Kanum after Maccabi Tel Aviv El Israel woman so 3-0 Anima away sider you're from Bologna Midtjylland at Tiafi Denmark woman share 2 Emma Tima you're from Dynamo Zagreb woman Antiwante and what Nottingham Forest HL4 Emma Falanvaros from Hungary woman so Antiwante Panathinaikos El Greece woman AS 1-1 FC Porto at Tiafi El Estadio de Dragao El Portugal woman Shamiansa Emma Tima you're from Rangers at Kanibako after Betis team no woman so Shamian Emma Final woman take a Kanibako Stormgrass Eshebako Emma Tima you're from Brand FK woman Antiwante and after Stuttgart at Tiafi El Germany woman so Shamiansa Emma Tima you're from a young boy from Switzerland woman take a Kanibano and Anapino Yale update Emma Tilfona El Shono so now my main photo say after say last run of matches abaso UEFA Europa League first no say 8 teams automatically gonna qualify at the round of 16 now Olympic Lyon are qualify and what Aston Villa team so qualify your Midtjylland qualify Betis gonna qualify FC Porto and what Braga Freiburg and AS Roma where 8 teams are automatically gonna qualify at the round of 16 UEFA Europa League and what teams are omkobo playoff no we are from 9th position ekopim 24th and I say 24th position na Genk Eko and what Bologna you was Stuttgart Ferencvaros Nottingham Forest Victoria Pleasant Afetima you from Red Star Belgrade Celta de Vigo PAOK and what Lee Fenerbahce Panathinaikos Celtic Ludogorets Razgrad and what Dinamo Zagreb and Febran FK where 8 teams are almost qualify ekobo playoff UEFA Europa League ma enano payno yere won se pina ema tefo nyina e show no so na meka UEFA won sem no yenim se midweek no matches eba so e UEFA Champions League nam na yebo wie no according to UEFA for no wo se yafa to obi enim se wo de omu team of the week e aba na according to UEFA Technical Observer Group wo se yafa to obi enim se wo mo bo 4-4-2 na omu fa Benfica goalkeeper Jaffe se Anatole Trubin e go post room and what Pafos defender first Bruno Gomofano Christian Romero Estinaka Animal Tottenham Hotspur Gomofano first Dan Ben Gobo Animal Newcastle United Federico Di Marco Estinaka Animal Inter Milan Estinaka Animal Inter Milan Afe Ukom Mefoda Gomofano Lami Yamal Gobo Animal Barca Malik Tillman Estinaka Animal Leverkusen Afe Omofa Liverpool Gomo play NFL Alexis McAllister and Afe Andres Shawdrop Ebo Animal Benfica and afi animu no Joao Pedro wobo anima Chelsea one Bodo Glimt on striker na Jaffa se Casper Hodge we a team of the week UEFA for area by nano pay no jere un sepina emetifo nyina show no so na nano pay a sheshe in a Champions League draw ebas na we knockout draw ebaso na according to UEFA we say UEFA to obianu say omo headquarters on Lyon Switzerland and a drawn ebaso na 11 o'clock am Ghana time and a drawn ebaso na chese 12 o'clock PM Central European time na yedi kama catch order da say your team bi omo qualify ti we mo credit be omo kom na fei and omo moye omo drawn ye omo nsema ba na the test from 9 ekopem 24 teams are omobukamu tekita and the year draw no the tells a Real Madrid team no gomo qualify and wachi you Inter Milan Paris Saint-Germain Newcastle United Juventus and wachi Atletico Madrid Atalanta Leverkusen Borussia Dortmund Olympiacos and wachi Club Brugge a team from Galatasaray your AS Monaco Karabakh and wachi Bodo Glimt and a Benfica team no it way 8 teams are qualify yami aduma and the year draw Switzerland yere say pina emetifo na show no so na draw ebas unim say Paris Saint-Germain team no womo ene anase Paris Saint-Germain ene se draw ebas na se o qualifier a chance round of 16 Paris Saint-Germain ebeshia team from say Chelsea anase FC Barcelona na we de nyame mo ene pale yes say Barca for na jijo mo se bo no munimbo eti munimbo de on Paris Saint-Germain nyame aduma round of 16 na sa game abaso a yere mo se pina emetifo na show no so and what Real Madrid and so team qualify automatically na draw so the women second and say Madrid team no say omo qualify at the round of 16 Madrid either say women share Sporting CP and I say Manchester City round of 16 way update kakra a free Real Madrid women so aswe by nano pay yere won some team for na show no so na yanko Saudi Arabia na obeka 2022 abrante for say Karim Benzema one energy Ballon d'Or edison na so na oje Ballon d'Or ni across Saudi Arabia make us a reference Karim Benzema was sinaka anima Al Ittihad na menkotia and Al Ittihad for say one person was standing abrantia your friend say Karim Benzema contract anima no na almost standing contract say oko Al Ittihad we say abrantia for say Karim Benzema afibiano waje $108 million and o sika afibiano Karim Benzema aje na omuni new contract ebaya woman some man is kabiane mu image right and o modiam 100% poli ho just say Karim Benzema no man ka present on fee and ya de na Benzema contract ebe wunyame ya do June this year and anunti and on person my contract and man na andro team from say Ittihad ebo game when say Karim Benzema se ne boafu game no amo na game team from say Ittihad kwa we no say Karim Benzema ambo na Benzema gidi pass disrespect edimano it says one onye player kito say oba Saudi Pro League no wobo 80 3 matches was 54 goals na chese we striker and money boss ani enti woni ndie ntem person ma extend the contract any man no na sika o ma Fabian County Benzema ne bofu e Saudi Arabia and na payade update e ma telephone e show no so na Andra Etihad wo me game ni ba na wie e na manager fan se Sergio Conceição e se ntofo ekobu san se Karim Benzema amona enseme na woka na according to Etihad manager no Sergio Conceição say one way on timi kabi esan say a club no any Benzema asem na ono manager dia omo fa anase ono Sergio Conceição wo fa ne say omo manager na on training boys na enwachi one prepare for the game enwachi when your results na on any titles and from a team je from say Etihad na de be si ache dia enyo no nasem dobetima ka any say Karim Benzema excellent professional enwachi we fantastic player na ne je pass on Karim Benzema adwuma edema Etihad we ensema Etihad manager je from say Sergio Conceição the two na no pioneer dem sem tifonya show no so live on 104.5 FM na uko Argentina club je from say River Plate and on a reporter men say can say wo stadium my first stadium monumental Buenos Aires wo say omo person be stadium renovation na stadium capacity omo de call 101,000 na is 101,000 and a stadium monumental abe games team from say River Plate ebo say akobani sadia na say River Plate team no e we senior offer omo stadium no na ebenya highest capacity na say stadium at 5 ebenya highest capacity na enano pay the men say can say stadium e we senior e fa ni part do pa no Tron Dong Stadium Indonesia e fa nipa 135,000 and which Hassan the second stadium e fa nipa 115,000 your Randrogo First of May Stadium and also Indonesia e fa nipa 114,000 and which Spotify company Barca omo stadium one e fa nipa 105,000 na fe obenya a stadium monumental e fa nipa 101,000 na no pay yere wo sam e tiefo nya e show no so na after say Manchester United wo mo caretaker manager Professor Michael Carrick e ba in Man United mo e de pa e say 2 games e omobono wo mo she Manchester City wo mo kwawe e kwhye Arsenal e Emirates Stadium na Alessandro Martinez after say we free injury by the money mo asoni e de team from say Manchester United na Alessandro Martinez akasa we say managers about Manchester United na Michael Carrick is manager de who be da hey manager na nima djuma say na ade ba kwa ne say de we Michael Carrick e be sia bon che ene obedi nkomo no eno ene mena ne GA party say won say Man United wo mani mo eswania e chese manager no Juana ono Alessandro Martinez o say we obia wutimi bo wura na kumoma ene ni tikura we ba tono aye yete United woman left footer center back Alessandro Martinez.
If you play for Manchester United, it's because you have something. We know how important it was to win the last 2 games. Doesn't make any sense when the next game you don't play in the same way with the same standard. We are ready for the next game. I think the mentality is there, which is really important, and we have to keep showing.
What difference has Michael Carrick made?
In short time, for me, I said already, I'm impressed about him, about his body language, his energy, his communication as well, the staff as well, very close to the players, the way he trusts the players, the way he talks, the way he connects with each other. It's unbelievable. For sure, I think if you play for Manchester United, it's because you have something. You need people who understand your quality. You need people who take your best as well, you know. And I think Michael is doing that. He's taking the best from everybody, not just the players, but also the staff, the standard, the structure that he demands. That is really important. And for me, when you touch my heart, I will give everything for you. And he touched it already, and you can see that.
Okay, the Red Devils of Manchester United mu defend and Alessandro Martinez and I want to tell you cause Obama caretaker manager your first Michael Carrick abaso and anopeno you don't some telephone el show so away from Manchester United Yanko FC Bayern Munich na Leon Goras Kanyami Aduma a June and on a contract even a year and a team from Bayern na obeke Andrew Gabi Trump about a story and must say Atletico Madrid for Bayern we must say Omo Leon Goreska no sikana omo ko na Bayern for no EGD pass almost boy no akaba 5 months on the contract ebena El Bayern the name Sansi can the coin omonje and on a pair report I say Atletico for no Asidium or medium metumia Sanabia almost Sabaka Leon Goretzka na 5 million euros and omode ko almost nip and as a player I can 5 months contract there say 5 million euros no enti Atletico Madrid edeko name the men say come from Germany and say Leon Goretzka GD passes or Bayern na obo season ni no betime decide in the future enti age say bibi extraordinarily and betime e the Abrantia fan say Leon Goretzka akotima ye from say Atletico Madrid and na payere wonsam ematie fo nyina e show no so na ye kan Bayern wonsam say Abrantia fan say Serge Gnabry ye say Tottenham Hotspur aba say omo per Serge Gnabry na Serge Gnabry sinaka anima Bayern Munchen ye say Spurs ekwan omo ne entourage ene kodin komo ne om de tense boy ne camp e ka che Tottenham e say omo ne Bayern ashase edin komo na omo person omo stand Serge Gnabry contract edema no e 2 years contract ena Bayern e person omo ye edema Serge Gnabry say ekoba ne sadia na say team from say Tottenham Hotspur omo da so say omo nya bra tefa Serge Gnabry no e membo ne ebatena wo be stand contract edema Bayern Munchen eno chi diet Upamecano wono so contract ebena we still boy ne person be stand contract edema teama ye from say Bayern Munchen ye say Bayern for no nya me adma 1st February a deadline edema Abrantia for say diet Upamecano na 1st of Bayern edeko no wo say omo of 20 million euros and what chi de tell say wo man signing on fee and also 20 million euros wo person omo stand contract best 3 years na omo the release clause of 65 million euros ebeshem until 2027 and a release clause no ebesha aya juma enti de tell say Bayern for no say nyame adma 1st February say oman TV bia amfa free Abrantia je first diet of Upamecano dia and your Bayern better take decision na say afei no say ometo central defender womato central defender and no kakra fi Bayern aso eba and no chi Olympic Marcel ejadam na manager first Roberto Di Zerbi mekai part-time Champions League matches eba so nano Wednesday no according to Opta woman team from say Olympic Marcel 94% chance say oma qualify at least at their core playoff or UEFA Champions League minimum over team from say Olympic Marcel woman kono su 3 million our way at my club bridge and my team from say Benfica FAO at the qualify at the common na another play Olympic Marcel report I mean second president Pablo Longoria and what is sporting director Medi Benatia woman ya take a decision manager Omasakano na the minister can say UEFA Champions League team from say Olympic Marcel Antimi Antwaso Ancoman no na yesi under training abaso no openia first Roberto Di Zerbi enya ono ene training no e chese enkomodia e course ni bia kire say Olympic Marcel team no womenya agya Roberto Di Zerbi kwan a na playere wonsam ematifo nyina e show no so na Papi Tiao wono ene head coach and mother Taranga Lions of Senegal obeka omo energy Afcon edisium na so nemum ako Afcon final ebaso no ensembe bre ebaso emaduru ba bi no manager first Papi Tiao catch Senegal one place ne se bon omo biam wo bia dressing room ema akofan sembebere e dia ba na obeka CAF woman disciplinary committee woman the ruling about bontain ama Papi Tiao over 5 matches suspension and what she omaka say woman chia that's $100,000 and from a CAF na Senegal andra ena Senegal for the GDA pass manager no wanyehwe na okun e dia man enti omoye fundraising Ema openia first Papi Tiao say no wanna a cost no more tan cheap on pay no wanna be manager say no man kwe na do next form now what take a decision eti omoye fundraising e dey man no Papi Tiao e the letter e na wabonten wo say yem fan to obiarum say obi a wo so solidarity say we fundraising e dey man bia no wo do bia say na ogidi pass okọ Senegal yo sika e wose de mamanfo a eche ono anase opania je first Papi Tiao na de betima kan ene se sika no wo mfa ko ba foforo ono be tele sika enye hwe wo ko animane man eno aye Papi Tiao nsem kakra e fi na so e ba na no pai no yere wo se pina e ma tifo nya e show no so na Mauricio Pochettino one the head coach and my US omo national team na omo ene host World Cup no omo ne omo ya je from Mexico and Africa Canada na yesi take it price soro etia wo mo kwache Mauricio Pochettino musan say opani we de o memu ha wo ni se wa ka pass mana na Mauricio Pochettino say osiro bia what mean country one a football person we politics asem ene e ka no na se FIFA for atutu take it price mo ene mumu sa FIFA yi esase omo ene wa nu yamatimi edi eya no one national team ene o haso na yobetima aka se FIFA for ateki omo decision wo mo so ene responsible so me ya no enti FIFA enya no eno Mauricio Pochettino nsem kaka wadi atuja na Mame William Estevao woni Lamine Yamal won se Barca supporter do na ataka se Lamine anasa Ratifa se Lamine Yamal bono woni bo adi che William Estevao ema ebi kra se omo kra ne ka se William Estevao pe enti ena Chelsea for enya ye na Donkor wono ena sporting director eni team from se Barca Donkor akasa na muntie Barca sporting director nai wase dientia womo amama dwumu da se omo pesa omo sign William Estevao ene se position a obono ho ena Lamine Yamal ebo na omo ntimi kase omo Lamine Yamal na tram bench na awakofa black fan se William Estevao amana ebo na William Estevao a great player on kase bon anase boy no wasa minimum the position no oba ho na no nya bia mo ese se Lamine Yamal ho enu nti ana Barca take decision se omo nsane black fan se William Estevao na Donkor se Estevao William were right footed player and I call a left winger and no the Abia and Cabanza for Everton minimum when Lamine Yamal about the same position and the Omotona and no I sporting director Adama Barca upon your first Donkor and I decided some to da na under and a Barca here you go ebaye na Hamza Abdul Karim was in a kind Adama Tima you're from Nadi Ugly or Egypt afedie Barca any Ali agree na boy ebebono na free woman the release clause ashem now this class no option to my boy ever or just 18 years Barca for say omene ko Barca bi e ho eno ba chance e dia free enti Hamza Abdul Karim wo ko sina ka anima Barca and ano payare wonsem e matiefo nyina e show no so na ye ka transfer wonsem no Olezana Zinchenko where answer player obeka ko loan anima team from say Nottingham Forest because Alliance any teamer je from say answer awie boy eti play wo ko Amsterdam wo ko any medicals na fei wasane contract edema teamer je from say West and I said team from say Alliance any no payade wonsem e matiefo nyina e show no so answer the Sansi me akasa me boss 50 man for top player na answer the Sansi just for mafia no papa edu baby no na wani under 20 ye training na ya say Western for say hey Chelsea na ade papa say ho na mompe wo say omo problem defense say answer the Sansi enti enkomodie no gusu akoso between Chelsea and after West Ham United say bi akọ kamadia and answer the Sansi kwakobo loan until the end of the season and the team from say West Ham United Joao Pedro or from papa na oko Chelsea for say hey o matadi o na player pe akwani bobo Joao Pedro you say one manager first Enzo Maresca enya altercation na em say na sanu ma we so em say Chelsea for no manager na eka so paso kono o man popo mutikula no na you say October and September mo Chelsea able game editor team je from say Brentford na you see before the game and Brentford first Joao Pedro ekoka che manager first Enzo Maresca say wo pia bon on timi mo ni mo me say Maresca eka che say wo pia say wo bia on take come say bon timi mo wo ma Joao Pedro about 79 minutes Chelsea game no sa game 2-2 na yase ho NM say wo entem essay I say enam so am manager for say Enzo Maresca Chelsea for agya no kwan na yase uko Chelsea omo hara kini so a wo mania chipapa omo say wo mabu Brighton and Hove Albion na according to IES Football Observatory woman supercomputer say black for say Joao Pedro the market value 87 million pounds Chelsea for at 55 million pounds plus 5 million pounds and Chelsea ukabuma 60 million pounds and a Chelsea at Joao Pedro and in the free Brighton and Hove Albion eti uko Chelsea say woman bu Brighton and Hove Albion na boy ni dey say na obro sakura na no pay yere unsempina ema tifo nyina e show no so Anthony Joshua boxer obeka Nigeria okonya accident born a recover Andra Anthony Joshua kazai say odabibia se mo sending the messages time or him odabibia say would entie boxer first Anthony Joshua.
it's actually comforting knowing that I've got 2 brothers on the other side. You know, I've lost people before. I don't think I've lost people my left and my right. Throughout this journey that I've been on, it's not easy, but I didn't even realize that I'm the big guy, you know what I mean? But I was walking with giants, man, that kept me protected, kept me shielded. But the mission must go on. I understand my duty. I understand what they wanted to do for their.
Okay, tiwe Anthony Joshua and I'll tell him because all that say where the Kaju says any time you know Gano, women from every action and Kwan and no survive here to you say Kaju about you now must skipping mommy. Na mommy about your first Rodrigo goes was Sinaka and Matima from Real Madrid. Now over Champions League game at Basso, Emma Madrid Aquaway was Stadio Dalu, Womu Kolusu 4-2 and Matima, your from Benfica, Rodrigo, Equina red card. Now Rodrigo at the statement at Ababon Tiwa Pacho was say Madrid. Supporters will probably be at you. Now already when the camp manager fans say Avalo Abelu at you and watching the teammate will probably be at you. When him say I didn't see you a Hamadu team the power. Never where and the first time I was say Jesse and my team from Real Madrid 1 year record. A chance and yen is one and nemum and no be any see a man here record and T or probably be at you and watching Liverpool. I want say onslaught the entire that's and he say omunyanya replacement dia and manager no em say come up body na see to
is on go fine
o say Jabi Alonso
okay on so grad is our former player and you're bad now okay so all the engine on the na omunya manager engine
ya sakos ana pata bribrabo also munya to was a man
football but it's good say Rodrigo Abepacho. It's good because me now no me game me who say sa red card no brand in good year no the minimum no crane na very unnecessary and no kwa can be na ma Benfica to be share that 4th goal no because that time na Madrid and 2 red cards into a moment team no ayi kakenti is good say nipa there ujitum so ayebone na we share rumors it's good nti yenna ne asum me gidi say Real Madrid fans so no ebisum na amode ache abrante no. All right, you Jumadian is 4.5 and the Costa and again a call. Amanino Yaba Trosu Jumadiano de Amamo Bismarck. Also been Payala Waha, Samson of 5 months for Dewaha. And I catch him say you for Champions League. Blow draw no. Yaba fun a life na ya discuss yabe expectations need to say in the nano, the anonymous Bibiano. Yabedi sound common awo Jumadiano and so na party on Thomas Parten so sembi bawo na minim se am from na twist Villarreal coach Marcelino Gasia because okay we dey yabeba ni abedi sound common but before crown me so say unya and register extra cash ni biampacho ada and yen 10 them na also a register extra cash no extra cash na se kire na ne say ebia na upesika bi dia ya de but wo hwe umumu ni so no ana wallet ni sika bia ni so ba wo yesika no so a very emergency as on so timi de a sort niema ebasa o de no an say oba resort to extra cash na ya bo besia so o de sika no e de o de be wi a kire unya na sa de aba beto ba bia ye de ato na mesamo boys na mo je besia mo dware mo nyai ama we say mama adwuma na ade na no obi ka jemzi dey say companies your malui as a boys na ya pamo mu nyina mesamo eso cash ne de obo a aya tua so se na bia umia bi nsu pe bia ono so ne nsa betumi aka na mesamo say na si register no so for phone na ane ya on register bia for phone no esisi da ebo *170 hash me patcho options na ba no choose option 5 another option the best baby no choose 3 now so call the last option and you choose option 5 now they activating the kama pa and one says sikabia opebia no ye de be ma na so no wetimi e dia nemom atedie se ogia interest no o mane cha and be kosoro but ebia wagene ne ade achi na 3 days we do tua interest bia enso eni ho a eno ehonsam no edna metimi damantia na so no wetimi IBM bibia no kama ade ama ye kohwe World Cup US na makacham se World Cup we wa mo ani ana ho a obeka twene and I mean the Ghana supporters every hako US no more question work or this or juicy career ya friend no afe number no crack kane na one no din komo so no be friend na unya ni biem wa juicy kanadi enti obi amena ni na ho me pato work up we oboso ko hebia ay Episgold Air Group Group amo and the Ghanaians in fact the official company amo the Ghanaians every ha akwa hwe bi no enti mo ye corporate entity the corporate world no be person other workers and so akwhwe work up ni be a problem ni o eno an so no betena say o ma baby bia kama from air flight abefo ticketing okwa hotel abeda internal air transportation ni bibia flight bibia no omo na ayen kama ediama individual person ko work up bibia me pa chow me srew sa work up we money na ho no bi ankwanko jusika eno an so ni Episgold for ebetena se na fe ye bibia kama and so etimi ediama make us registration no omo ashase na anu say and so job for FIFA biatum so obi opeso ko work up ni bia no obetumi ayo de enti onso obetumi akona wayo de ama yedo akọ US me pacho adwumako no awon kan sakomo no SA junction ne mumu okuma se kra na obetumi afrom na ono mo edi nkomo mbetro de opeso ye bia na omajo visa no edi amount 0545 995223 ano Episgold omo number no mo from sisiana mo no eni nkomo Alisa Deko me pacho washroom no man face lift ma honya fe so na anu mozem kwaji dan bi na me head down no pass the city and washroom am kaje if you are ready washroom ready David we pa dia adabraka ya man face lift anya sa de ne e da we menye nti ha na me fira so okay e de enko Alisa Deko na enko toto ne ma no is oba washroom atu se bibia no e kama nti ko na OWC no koto no ho me pato prombes monko PPR pipes ne akofa bibri e de aba fittings a ye de ne ye e na union no so ye de ne papa e bo no esan e da fom ye honko ana oto niema mienu e de economy ensa so a ne bo no so science e de abanti Alisa Deko e na me kan for dia me fiera for prombes ene ankwankra mo ankasa mpese moma eye washroom hon so no etimi eye fe yenso ye wo Kumasi adum abinchi wona ye opposite Star Oil no ana some friend awo 0558063836 ano eye Alisa Deko ye number ano no General Franco to Enterprise na ye ko ne phone abaye important awo nipa ya brabom enitime so me pa chow phone de nya ba bia na ye to phone o to phone amoni na ho wura shop ye credible out of phone free wa essentially original me patron Nokia Samsung iPhone and our pay guitar a Franco to Enterprise about home appliance air condition chest freezers microwave washing machine out the besu nyama CCTV cameras and ne nim dia cost to the sense so we wo fia o phone ne a configama no enti a configama is anu a onam ba bia dia kwaso ofi obi ahwe no phone so wadwumam so the same enti obi ntimi kromphobia ntimi enko ofi ana wadwumam enko wiam so saa ne ma we na okọ Franco Trading Enterprise ebi ewo ho eno an se obeko Kumasi adum Ajaba Jury side wo pa ana adjacent Old Melcom honso yo ho ana opposite Kufo Clinic on boss of him side ho no honso yo ha the new Kejetia honso yawo one branch awo ho ano answer their friend 0245316969 na mono enso eni eyen komono ento so pamcho edu atuni din cancer measure etimi honam ya opa arthritic pain eno ne betu ase dia ma ho mimi se me honam ya me ya na manom cancer measure isansa no na ebetu ase ekwa emabio unse duro bia wonoma yade no kwa nche na asa ba bia chese duro no enye papa we de ebo adwuma papa ye fa no cancer measure enti pains na ehawa na ukọ ebe bia to adura osomo ma me cancer measure na me nkon se bia ba Kumasi atonsu market ho odo an so be friend number yi o pedudu to an sabetu akabi 0244871862 any a cancer measure number no enso no tap send app aye faso e de send sikani abrochi for enti boga bia wutie me aboga fo a mo Germany mo krom Portugal for mo krom Spain for mo ho bibia kama de US Canada African country bia obia no me pacho top cent uni app no phone so download no se sie na sika bia de ba Ghana no just use tap send na etem for the ten say upomo code or ya bo inshira from shim se na be ya ba sign a check what de from tap Rush energy drink everyone stay active na energize o kama na etem for the ten adekonti am si tobi enom no eni vitamins wom caffeine wom and ginseng wom and into the ten say onum bia se obi o ye adwuma kakra ni abra ahwe china kra no na adwuma wura ebe pamo no me pacho we dia onoma emo hoden sonko and adwuma hoden tu he na ahwe ni be yiwadia na onum bi so entempa no ana ho ade na otimi abo adwuma kama pa na bibia ayi adiama Alaska Star Enterprise na yeko wodam sisi ni na no fakoda wo mo na omunya die emfa ma mema no a so mema no makachira mo mese ma de yire a say dia oba kwotena be bem oba de on se den hia dem sisi bia ba oba bi ho a uwura ne dem part say yes oba ne sisi ne dem but mema de se bema pa utro mo ba tu di o dem a jeso tim so bema de kanena ne afisika bebre esese de na ukura sika kitua bi a obetime sese dem mo obi awrawa Alaska nti obi ani beto dem ho enti open aye blanketing ana material curtains ato aroma diffuser madam aye hwam rain light ho sofa cover ho plastic wardrobe and center mat and decorative watches and flowers nina best lamps ebi ewo ho a me pacho yebema dem enso aye krabehwe ye Kumasi adum me pacho Mrs. Anoche plugs and my boss FM side the one or more me pacho Samson and Cranford Munko aye tudu opposite MTTD office no 0256330075 omunina no ana aso yasena ene anope etifo yede the Friday edition of Insha Digital Passport Jumedi no that's what think na yede Uniat and yede sorry na etifo the attend say Uniat to say besua computer esa se be ne ebi ase aduru no computer oyi free mu a enye yi se say computer ni enipa no ayese phone upo abeka ho eti computer ni se woni mu a me patcho Uniat and American fo enso ediama wo ye course bebre ene course ba kwa wi a ebi wo kra wo school wi ye no na adwumakuo bi aba so person no ye adwuma ebi eye network and cyber security engineering me say to school dem wo sua na adwuma aba data analytics CCTV installation and management urban software engineering computer hardware and mobile phone technician artificial intelligence AI nina na ye akayen courses na ho a oba besua na bibia ayekama adiamanti ko Uniat kusua computer me patch up regular betu akọ obi was Richard adwumanti media weekends and amenya time ana nwumre obi nso so pedestal class no nina na akonya eda ho a obetimi akọ na onso akwakusua computer our Uniat Practical Institute 0555383848 yenso yo Kumasi sesa so bus stop wona na wasi na wafre number na mede ato eyedwa no na amono ebedin komano pay amene afufuro pika ho insurance 4.5 1043 yen started discussions no emfa emamo Fifi Manfred Kofi good morning now what to say
me had me your part now was on say
na me gusu shira nkakrakra oh hey I don't
been in Ghana struggle
then any issue here na but me use no so open no problem but as for konya no crowd from
rich one yeah
changing as am out from no we nye ana okay as we su grand we ebe
he's avoiding not
manager way
or avoiding not to say something so we are not
because you were from what's from the door good morning now to say
Nyakopa makasa mpodada
and never mienu na mpese yedi nkomo quickly and sankra na ya join feed na yakofa the UEFA Champions League playoff draw no, and so first of all, Manchester United under Michael Carrick. Oba no enkomana bibri ebiso sanyen normal because in football etaka bibi the new manager bounce no ense no na aye adwuma de Manchester ebi so enya no nko the psyche of the players and pay Lisandro Martinez no aka ose ohwe opani no na management fekeke se de only players be din komo eba mu hu se ball no nimbo de wi on staff Manchester United din komo no omu fu se ni nyina ka hu bi Edna ama Manchester United result no and so because we been so few so too early because I name it is a normal and so our football then the second one no person me can na bu na me toma wana baby our person the start bia no na or dia start the second one is our own Thomas third party as you say Osina Kadema aye Villarreal I Spain nan head coach Yefano Marcelino Garcia. Now Penino she answer draw for na all Casano and no didn't say be kotu dana and some no be ma trust in the kakab and the drew maybe some maybe among for redeem meanings into it in tea and na amo can sadia yenti opening and kasa sembang and na waka at the afa our own Thomas Partey as a party day now for yen fan started yen discussions you know and anopay
of the players who had an acceptable level, let's say, and so that's what we did. As for Thomas, we know at Arsenal, well, there's a world of difference, It's very difficult to play in today's football at this pace. So, well, I think it's been months and it's enough. Time for this player to show us what he was or what he's showing.
Okay. Enti Villarreal mu coach efense Marcelino Garcia na okonsen jofu anim na omubusa nansen Thomas Partey ase hu no so we see academy Villarreal na what is the problem there na ekoso ntia Partey emo games and opani ni say ha wiase no kra ba ko pe Partey na no omunim no wo asena mo gina so kofa no enye sa Partey no omu no ewo so obesha Villarreal Jesina na osia Brandon ni pace or the bobo ni ade na no oba Villarreal ohun kra Partey mfa bibia sronku bi emfa aye Villarreal omuso game na ombo awo experience enuti ana ama na nsen yenta Partey se osia kan enso de ma aye ni team no na no na yala say aminimsa no pe mu ni amako media no so especially X and many ade I don't know I'm for to so ne kaka ebi muso coach no kra no so reading meanings into it that I so che say Partey sabi sa ne rape case na wo ho no I say amana attention achemienu amana attention mu achemienu enti Partey attention e de bobo ni say ni ho as an attention in na court case and enti na ma say Partey kra no enti but so tie coach ni dia I say performance enye bibia say de amanfo enso eka no ensam yenu baabi a wan pese odi ehase di fribia no na odi ahase di free quick one afi yemfa nkodi eye the UEFA Champions League ahon enkomo aya mama shase yemfa free ho Manchester United man ke Carrick 2 games City wa share Arsenal share ufu say dia na ye magic no then our own party enso issue baabi a dia ehase fribia
Is there what I'm free?
Sure.
Eti mame emfama no ntum yenya pattern sense no. Me kaipa time of Villarreal yo imagine some better party no. Na coach Marcelino ishi ansem twofo no mobusa ne se Argentina Villarreal eni agise omokokofa party asma Marcelino kan ne say Miguel Angel our your sporting director per the profile ono Marcelino now ye coach of Villarreal e share about Partey entia or YouTube mu say obey good addition to our team no the experience Partey de babe kantim no Now, say Oka say experience Oka the number of years Pata at the highest level. Oka experience Oka Pata wabo the Spanish La Liga abon ye. A switch the English Premier League akobon ye.
And coming back.
Oka experience Oka Pata wabo big clubs. Atletico Madrid, Arsenal. Our pressure na no soon. The demands no more targeting ya kesi empochi. Villarreal team na assign no. And he saw Partey as a very, very experienced addition to the team. Now, Metesa all counting on experience. And I'm able to say, but Villarreal team there's already Danny Perajo, who is very, very experienced. And on Spanish, on Umboka de Omeki any switch in go baby at my league in man or is it only about experience in Turomoko top partner? Say experience in Quadia, then Danny gives Villarreal that already. Maybe my hope was that say Partey rape issues in the buy. Say you be a unim English for now. You know Partey will not survive in England. A bad day say Arsenal be extending the contract, and a bad day say any Premier League club ever sign Partey on. And see, look at what happened to Mason Greenwood. Ono kwani de no sebi a minimal change Partey de no. Sure. But he couldn't survive even as a young guy at Manchester United or Bournemouth Academy, and kwani he couldn't survive till today. Senka kan talent in kwani ba oba. Oh, come on. Obetimi aboma you. Obebo big clubs in the Premier League. Baby, see, nobody is interested in him because of Sa tag now a title. So Partey was never going to survive in the Premier League. Okay, statement Villarreal de buy when omo sign Partey no. Say omo mano ne presumption of innocence, and that until say court no be prove say Abrante ni guilty no. Omo emfa ntare no honam say oye nipa boni ni, and according to the natural laws we are no. Say ye mua ofa nessa asem no udi bubem sure enti anu nti omo ofa Abrante now from that time no be seen ne asema Marcelino can say look, Partey is out of place for ball on best of ball, and this is a coach being so blunt. Rich, for typical listeners of Nhyira Sports, you can't be out of pace. And then a coach is best on the coach is best on change and say, Bona Villarreal for a bottom. A crowd of us or mobile born. The real must show money on my our park in a sono. As a party in Shedden, so. Yes, that is a simple way which my church a layman I say. Coach the best say, Patepano Munino. Ni profile ni de na wa ye painti omokoto ne ba ye no o hye den hu so na Rich say coach betu de no to say Partey en hye den hu ball no so a do you blame omo ye analysis of the matter and link it to the problem now or one? No, because Makachi say ewiase we bibia ye be ye bia it start from our mind. And to get the best out of you on any job, you need to have a clear mind to do the job. Se bibi edi demo adwiri mu a emwoma wa hofo mane ekwa wo so fa so ye wadwuma no ensipi
na se hu bi o arao me enema nkoyi
we can shy away from it.
Yes.
Yen kanu
na men claim my eyes na men raba
emian kwotete
So a court case now.
Of course. Now, if you see Pate, do you ocean him dean in the dimina? Do you think on Jengay? So there is a guy who is going through it mentally. My only problem is which I even know it is not enough. Villarreal any situation on a party woman. What kind of psychological assistance? But Rich, as a student of psychology, I can tell you, say, so far as the case is ongoing, you can give Pate the best psychologist in the world. He will still not be up to 100%.
As I'm in Kanye, only fit. Yes. The implications.
Even the tassel of Mako court, ye tuashene, Mako kamasem, lawyer frame, my name lawyers was session and you read. Look, you can't take that out of his mind. Won't me you raise because on a psychologist in the session now, he enters another session with the lawyers. As someone who can ask them the same issue. It is difficult. My only problem, and I say, I wish Marcelino am making it public. Because a bit deep party situation. I just wish, sir, for diplomacy, for the psychologist consultations, and me a coach, and then Kasaya, and come back and say, to make my job easier, anybody don't make any pronouncement in public about the guy. Now, Rich, Busa won't say after this comment from the coach, separated Tia, how will he feel? Already he's going through it. Then now it is coming to affect the sporting Nyoma all year because it is coming from the coach on any year day to day, and the coach is saying, "Come on, you are not playing at the level now." Yes, but say, it's a whole pandemonium, and it is very, very bad. Now, for the interest of Ghana, we are close to the World Cup. And Marcelino is giving us heads up the party we are going to have for the World Cup. You are not going to have full party at the World Cup. It's really they know the situation around Pata and was said a deal with. Now, Rich, it will be on the sensational stats Carrick Enya at Manchester United. Maybe they are no man getting you. First one, the fact that fundamentally we're changing formation permanently to a 4-2-3-1 no. A big emame. Semi analyze the transformation now the Amama Yuna. Because Obakaya, Tawana Morum was being stubborn about the three back. No? I gave him the patience. Probably will be grow. Then two things happen along the way. Okay, come and Becca said, I've seen enough. And I believe say Mecca almost suggest say also man you epamo amorim no. Simply because I thought say he was being too stubborn with the tactics. No? And that's not a year me say Manchester United games are in games where Amorim could have gotten the best out of the team. Now obetimi a giant three back no abebo four back. Now ye ni sound common enwie and ono Amorim na agasa abeji tumu say enko hunu ntama enko tie. And that's what who say Manchester United obey situation na omuni didi komoko akire no. What who said the best thing is to switch because in Pempredi four back in the buano as a team than the other stubborn say or bono. And Michael Carrick came to meet a situation where already no Man U was in transition from the 3 back to a 4 backer. Now, and on now, Mourinho started to say, "Oh, yeah," to say that is the best for the team. And Obayeno, or boss formation, come on. Putting the right places, the right players in the right formation, or more natural position. They told me, you know. Mean to me near dance here, the relationship between Amorim and the players in the but from afar, so now we see in some cases say, "Many am a catcher, could be mine, so on Bruno and a preposition." Many am a Makawe na. So now we see the way Amorim Kasana, you could deduce say he's not a good communicator in the dressing room.
So Lisandro Martinez.
Yes, you could clearly see
communication very clear.
Exactly.
And then the man management, excellent.
Fantastic. And you could clearly see they were lacking it from Amorim.
And Okaya to the extent say, Adia, Michael Carrick ba why no. Also the Tikran is what this you. What the job away.
So Michael Carrick has been able to manage players in Arma. Now they are ready to play for him. And that is very, very important. Maybe the church also so, and he said, even though he set the tone, set himself up for success, you know. Majiri said 2 games, you know, so Abuano.
Okay.
The magnitude of the games. He didn't not only have any extra motivation to the players. Game Nankasa de no buy. You must get into the mood already. Because a Manchester derby and a game against Aston the Emirates, it doesn't come big to say. And it's always say, who say, "Oh, I'm ready to do something newer." Then this is the time. These are the games. And games will how rich. You don't even need to talk much as a coach.
Okay.
The players are already motivated. So by the aka the consistency now. Now that will be big games in the you know. Relatively the smaller clubs now. Where does the players find their motivation? Would they play with that same concentration? There were times Amorim was talking about the same thing. Say, playing the big boys, or he said that any problem. But to find the consistency and the mentality and the concentration to play the likes of Fulham, Bournemouth, and one the way they switch off now.
Okay.
And Carrick must work on that. Now and all my intimate MKE for Emmanuel.
Young catch you for say draw no.
I
start answer.
Okay, so
Drew baby you know you picking a life now. I said I'm the door and Drew baby hu na e be fa na yenso hu said hu some no be si akokovi. Brian da and some of that body the others also chew adwin the found biana.
Rich, I think that regardless of near a 2 Union Thomas Partey, he didn't also get to Villarreal at the right time. He went to Villarreal at a time where in the position of Bono, there were players who have played there for the club, for the Yellow Submarines for a very long time, and they are seen to be very, very important for the grand scheme of things of Villarreal. And again, there was also a young player, or African descent, so on. Semitie in Semna Marcelino Ekana. I will not be surprised that he's talking about, he's making a subconscious comparison between Thomas Partey and Papi Gay. Because to be very honest with you, it made me quest as an analyst to watch Partey or Villarreal consistently. I've ended up falling in love with Papi Gay and in the Jimoyama of Villarreal.
Because he's young,
he's younger.
Partey AG.
Also issues. Oh yeah. Black person like you. Usually we black people in the context of football are seen as more athletic profiles. Otimi carry ball on the corner name, Otimi the ball on the kwechire, Otimi winnie ball on the back. And you see, again, how Villarreal elbow ball is not too far off how Arsenal were playing.
And the same.
It may not be exactly the same. Yeah, but similarities are okay.
And maybe to say
exactly. Oshe on my team now. There's sometimes where they've played Danny Pareo and the Papi Gay, where Danny Pareo at some point in time has had to sit in the hole to orchestrate the game, to dictate the pace of the game. Then Papi Gay be the box-to-box player, because usually under Marcelino is a 4-2-3-1. And every time, even including the African Cup of Nations, any time be an Partey, because there have also been some very young players from Villarreal Academy, who are sharper and quicker than him. Maybe if it was a much more relaxed Villarreal team, Now, Partey, they didn't have that depth in quality, he could have still played. I just think there is two major things that's working against him. One, the experience of Pereira and the fact that when Villarreal team he understands how Villarreal wants to play. He under even Unai Emery going to the Europa League next man, he has been there and back for Villarreal team. And against what Papi Gay is doing consistently for Villarreal has been top. And he can't take anything away from him. Yes, of course, from the psychological point of view, the actor Thomas Partey obviously will put him in a place where almost every time, baby Sano, so what's your Partey? I've seen Villarreal fans, quote unquote, boo Thomas Partey so called warm up keke. Yes, I own that. You know to the videos. Jeff Mumbinya Bibre amount. Where Thomas Partey, Marcelino friend so called warm up. Then on the touchline, the Villarreal fans are hissing and then they are booing.
I see also.
It's the psychological drawback, no, definitely about affecting no. Or nipa or get on the park, baby son who say even the teammates on your mobile ball can how do they see him? Do they still trust him? Say no muhuno, ni coach in a crampo. Of course, also given the fact that before Senator Thomas Partey be team, people in Bira will ask questions until when the sporting director came to tell us, say, and even the club put out an official statement to say until Partey is proven guilty by a competent court of jurisdiction, they are not going to go on and then say that Partey is guilty. Hence, they'll let him play his football. So, those are the things. I just hope, say, Senior Bela Crampona, as the time goes on, you still find.
So, which party is your because on your name?
Oh, the face will pass. To
the extent that wow, team and the money I can say was in England, they are fine.
Yeah.
But when they were moving from England to a different jurisdiction, which is Spain.
Yeah.
And away there, one team now bono.
Yeah.
Supported that. Even see a frost of warm up, no move.
Yeah.
I'm in a situation.
Say a global village in the home CCA. A global village, a money biana or England, no. They are the same things, they are the same ones in the whole Spain. He has to just take it on the chin and then roll with it. Or I'm sure Partey himself understands, but that doesn't mean that it will not happen to him. Rich,
you're the best coach.
I think, say, Michael Carrick is intelligent, and I think that's the intelligence that he has that is giving him the success. And when I say intelligence, it's not just about tactics. I think Michael Carrick, for me, the very first thing when he came to Manchester United is to identify the low-hanging fruits. And the low-hanging fruit was Harry Maguire. The low-hanging fruit was Leandro Martinez. The low-hanging fruit was Kobe Mainoo. Which is a who rather MBM. Now, a person will make it change as the leader. You find the people that you can easily make a quick change with. So Kobe Mainoo obviously didn't get the love that he expected to get under Ruben Amorim, and he gave him the love. One, by changing the tactics, finding him a place or park and so, and also obviously letting the boy understand say boy no be team abo. Which again, Leandro Martinez say Michael Carrick is clear in his thoughts, and he knows exactly what he's saying. Of course, Michael is an Englishman or a legend of Manchester United. He knows the things that Obeka Ebetimia turning around what people think and what people say about him. And the right things Obeka will media him. He knows how to approach and meet the media, and he has that training to that effect. For him, that is not a big deal. But I think one of the most important things that Carrick has done may not be the holistic change of United system, no, but the profiling of the players in the system. Ehina Bruno Fernandes bebo, ehina Kobe Mainoo bebo, ehina Casemiro bebo. And I've said it several times. The most important thing for me, the most important change has been Patrick Dogu. Dogu essentially starting as a winger, but then to add defensive cover to Luke Shaw. But in all of that, it's a team, anymore. He has the license to go inside because Luke Shaw be keep away through anymore. So these small things have been very important. And the fact that we experienced in terms of Manchester United and the games that come, Rich, sometimes you don't need too much to play against Arsenal and Man. And inside the BS, okay, say Kofi Abo Man City, Abo Arsenal, Sino Nyantobasye. because it is Manchester City at the Etihad.
Intrinsic motivation.
Yes. Carrick has played it before. Even as a player, hardly did he lose against City. He will know how to get the best against them. It doesn't mean that he has not done enough. He has done a very good job in getting the best out of Manchester United team. You know. However, I think there is a lot more to come when it comes to Manchester United. Where the real test is going to be for Manchester United and Michael Carrick is when this weekend, Mobo against Fulham. This weekend, Mobo against some of the very, very tough teams now. As some teams never sit back now, doing some break them down. That is where we see Michael Carrick will fare.
Okay, insurance of 4.5 said he can't catch them. No, UEFA Champions League playoff draw no. Omo at the Ashisha so. Na baby ubia concentration no at the parents. Why and Asia. Eno na yindi na nsisi ya yawa ye twen. Enti ye na ye kɔ so na ya join ye feed no na hu said ye hunsam enzo e kɔ so dwumadi no kɔ so awɔ neon. Awona UEFA Champions League playoff draw no. Because what you say?
William saw before so before feed no. Menya quick message from Asanko Mines.
Asanko Mines.
The name say Usunyan Kwano so there. I'm not too sure. And I say Western North. Okay. And Usunyan Honum. Who say engineers for no work be a friend of light vehicle. Na engineers and them we Juma Asanko Mines in my classmate back will be count.
Okay.
Your friend Richard Amwakon.
Okay.
Those days in St. John's School. Nene catch them say see me want send message say on in the bus to my light vehicle mo.
Oh nice.
Usually they listen out catch boys on me adwuma say on no 30 and that's all we do. And me send a quick shout to them ti okwa Sanko Mines and the lights especially Mr. Asma. Okay. On the leader of the team. I was sent to reach almost shots as almost two a former good year. No muti insure sports insure passports into insure man pay.
Guess I say maybe the coach has already had that discussion with Thomas Partey, so I don't think he will be bothered by it at all. Okay. Seaman, I say let me the Ghanaians give some love to Thomas Partey to boost his psychological health. And I say they are bringing and so and no. Alright, yenya enough yemfa enko ayenyon na yenkofa UEFA Champions League playoff draw no. Why and Asia seeded teams in unseeded no said the Hunsam no and Subisi Ako. I am also on the Indiana Ope Ibiana, Ope Fisher Biana. Oh, Fisher Bena was saying Yanka Papa.
At this point, me said there any biases beer.
Okay.
Me only interest and I say, say your big clubs our playoffs them Inter, Madrid, PSG, Dortmund. On those clubs, you know, me say me how tricky on playoffs in there. Because I have a belief we say send your football stories they be here. Rich, we will not enter into the round of 16 with all the big clubs.
It'll be free.
Yes. If we be call upset, we will see what playoffs in him. Inti, a draw the baby which one is more likely? Say upset. The Atoso, Cloud B said Karabakh, Bodo, Benfica, the way Omo at the last minute, every Bura. There seems to be a fairy tale story be with them. And here for the Kwakusi, does it end with the playoff, or they will extend the fairy tale story into the round of 16? I was say, and also so yeah, the best I share. Now, I will say, even for clubs normal qualify direct our top 8, they know their opponents from this playoff. So, for instance, Chelsea ne Barcelona, and him say, baby a Newcastle money we money nam a wild phobia on Beshia. Even the draw in the playoff will let you know which club they are likely so be the young ama motivate share mobiti. The playoff no any draw there Babashano. I will a newman be brea a based on your expectations to see
Now what me Eddie I on your going forward. Champions League in him. Look, maybe the Champions League in this season, Maka say, Open club ne share down Arsenal. Arsenal team
you be last year Liverpool.
Yes, me glance through Europa. You see, last year the story now is there to guide us, but it is not there to tell us we must forget about the facts.
Okay.
The fact is that this season in the Champions League, the team to beat is Arsenal.
About 8 matches was Shenin now. One bot drawback.
And Obian is a solid team. Solid team ban Arsenal one. Now Bayern they is second. But Bayern team no and shouldn't finished products. There are loopholes in that team. And for instance, along the way, Bayern in your club it is Real Madrid, Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain. You know, even Inter.
Barca defense. But you survival.
You see, Barcelona won the problems, but on the strength pass so
game changers anymore.
Yes, and if you look at Kem Money, Opamecano Money, Ta Money, Bayern Chiroa, you may fancy your chance say Aito or left back, or a good idea, but on your renowned. Say by the multi free na Rafinha mo Pechano say Rem na Lewandowski pe baby jina na Lami Yama is coming in from another angle ni Pedro mu jina no mo pass na. You can fancy your chance against team and say it's a Bayern. There are a lot of games you want to anticipate. Now, Rich, what do you say? And they are some many people say, yeah, top 5 or more likely to win the Champions League. What do you say? I'm sure yeah, out of your top 5, 3 will come from the playoff list now.
Go playoff on your Real Madrid. Okay, I'm saying screen is okay. Real Madrid, Inter, PSG, Newcastle, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, Atlanta, Leverkusen, Dortmund, Olympiacos, Club Brugge,
yes,
Galatasaray, Monaco, Karabakh, Bodo Glimt, Benfica.
Because your top 5.
I had 3 every Inter the last 5 Champions League final. I'm not Bombay 2 to 3.
Yes.
PSG defending champions.
Well, we are even though Moma qualify no our come here. But you may be tempted to say you can say your top 5 or more likely to win. And where you get some of the playoff teams strongly to contest on more top 8. I'm not enough.
Kofi, your expectation kakra bi na yahu so mo ye ina vie nkofa draw no.
Oh, medium may train how ever go. And you know, after this draw, it will lead us also onto how winners of the playoffs in the ball with the seeded teams and of course in the round of 16 a bit shape up the Champions League going into it. Club beat is Real Madrid. Oshe baby Mujina say now. Tactically, there are problems with Avelo Abeloa in the last few games they has played against top sides. So whichever team Avelo Abeloa in Madrid side Bishiano, a big headache for them, right? Now you look at even a club like Atalanta, under current coach Palladino, are very strong, and their teams be Atalanta new Mushia, they get the results against them. Ushe Obi to say Benfica, Jose Mourinho. How is it going to look like when you play against Jose Mourinho over 2 legs? Because Jose Mourinho has shown clearly.
Kofi, I just said, Benfica to see.
Jose Mourinho na me boni di.
Jose Mourinho. I tell for Benfica to see.
On Inter na Madrid.
Inter or Real Madrid.
Madrid best na bana very well. Akufie.
Over 2 legs.
Okay. I want to answer the second one.
I think only the other teams.
Okay. Bodo Glimt.
Can we monitor and pick?
I don't know what is happening.
No, but you are more from a wrong A. Munko.com, you get the link there.
I offer no yama me checking what I see.
Monaco.
Okay. I'm so happy no I yam picking on that area. So
half of the season to be to the opposite side. And now they need to get
Bodo Glimt.
Bodo Glimt, the blue side for Bodo Glimt, their debut in the UEFA Champions League knockout phase and taking their country, Norway, for the first time to this phase of the competition since the 90s, so almost 30 years ago. That was the time of Rosenborg. Now we go ahead and we draw positions 21 and 22, which involve Monaco and Karabakh.
Monaco.
So AS Monaco, the finalists of 2004, they are placed on the silver side, and we continue. We show this the other team in this pair.
Karabakh.
Karabakh FK, first time ever for Azerbaijan in a UEFA Champions League knockout phase, and Karabakh is placed on the blue side of the bracket. Let's go ahead. We are now drawing positions 19 and 20 that involve Bruges and Galatasaray. Galatasaray is now placed on the silver side, only Turkish club with having won a major UEFA trophy, 2 trophies actually in 2000, UEFA Cup and Super Cup. We show now the other name for the blue side.
Club Bruges.
Bruges, only Belgian club in a Champions League final or European Cup final in 1978. So Bruges goes blue, and we have only 2 unseeded teams to be drawn, positions 17 and 18, which concern Borussia Dortmund and Olympiacos.
Borussia Dortmund.
And we start with Borussia Dortmund for the silver side. Borussia have crossed the mark of 200 matches in the competition on match day 3 this year against Copenhagen. So Borussia is silver, and the other team goes blue.
Olympiacos.
The other team is obviously Olympiacos, only Greek club having won a UEFA competition, 2 actually, also Olympiacos in 2024, UEFA Conference League and the UEFA Youth League. And now we start seeing the matches, because for the moment we have drawn teams in their positions, but now with the seeded teams we start the pairings. So we start obviously with positions, yes please. We start with positions 15 and 16, which will face 17 and 18. These 2 teams are Atalanta and Leverkusen.
Atalanta.
Bergamasca Calcio goes to play against Borussia Dortmund. They played once in the past in the season 2017-18. That was the round of 32. Just for the sake of correctness, we draw also the other team, paired with Atalanta, and
Bayer Leverkusen.
Yes, of course, Bayer 04 Leverkusen going to play against Olympiacos. The last time happened not long ago this season, so they have a rematch in the same season. Olympiacos, Leverkusen, these are the first 2 pairings. We go with the positions 13,
Paris Saint-Germain.
Our first team drawn is the title holders of Paris Saint-Germain after a very successful 2025, facing another French team. Never these 2 French teams have played in Europe in the past. Of course, they play many matches in Ligue 1. And Paris Saint-Germain, the same as last year, they started their knockout campaign with against a French team. It was Stade Brestois last year.
Newcastle United.
And of course, Newcastle United will travel to Azerbaijan to take on Karabakh, and there are no previous experiences between these two clubs, and for Newcastle United this will be the first appearance in a UEFA Champions League knockout phase. So only 2 teams are left in the pot to be drawn, and we're talking about positions 9 and 10, Real Madrid and Inter.
Real Madrid.
So first encounter is Real Madrid versus Benfica. So really not long ago they played. We all know what happened in that match. They played, by the way, 4 times, including a final in 1962. So Benfica, Real Madrid, and to conclude this lineup, now we have
Internazionale Milano.
Inter going to meet Bodo Glimt, against which they played only in the 70s, 1978, 79, in the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup. That's all for the knockout phase, knockout round of this phase. So.
Definitely, gentlemen, thank you so much. Well done. Let's have a quick recap of the knockout playoff round. We've got some fantastic matches to look forward at, as you would expect. An all-French affair between Monaco and Paris Saint-Germain. It's Galatasaray taking on Juventus, Benfica in a rematch against Real Madrid. Borussia Dortmund facing Atalanta. Over on the blue side of the draw, it's Karabakh making history for their country versus Newcastle. Club Rouge facing Atleti. Bodo Glimt will be locking horns with Inter, and Olympiacos will be playing Leverkusen. Now, as Giorgio mentioned, this is the first time we're having a look at the bracket here, where all 24 teams can see their potential road to the final in Budapest. Before we sign off, it's time to mark our calendars, of course. The first leg matches will take place on the 17th and 18th of February, with the returns scheduled for the 24th and 25th of February. That'll do it from all of us here at the House of European Football in Nyon, from Robert, Giorgio, and myself. Fantastic to have everyone here, everyone following around the world. It's goodbye for now. Take care. We'll see you again very soon.
Okay. And no, as I say, the Abba ayen nawie ye. Yensi so parents and officials no emfa emamoa Monaco ebobo PSG omienu na France omienu. Te ne duwa na
last year PSG so French side start Brestois. The first game no. It's another French side no sign any bishia.
And Odinya qualification about ball round 16 no. This time was another French opponent.
Yeah.
Wow.
Monaco.
Wow. Benfica says Real Madrid win.
Yeah.
This don't be poor.
Oh yeah, sure. Jose Mourinho over 2 legs. It can be tricky. But yeah, of course, okay. Madrid in knockout.
Karabakh, Newcastle.
Well, that is the very first time.
But it looks like Newcastle, Anna.
On paper, yes.
Yeah. Bodo Glimt, I'm going to go Shepa. And you do the bottom league easy. I'm going to
the problem maybe will be at the Giuseppe Meazza.
And an experience now. Inter when it comes to the Champions League.
But Bodo not shy to play.
Oh yeah, I'm there. So I'm the born to need only problem. Galatasaray Juventus.
Nice game.
Borussia Dortmund Atlanta.
Nice game.
Club Rouge Atletico Madrid.
One shot. This can be the end of Diego Simeone this season.
Okay. Olympiacos.
So Club
Leverkusen.
Okay, I think that we are yet to look at how when they go home and away. Depending on Club Brugge Atlanta, Atletico Madrid match. Depending on when Club Brugge plays on the first leg, you know.
First leg on the 18th of February.
Yeah, but either say Club Brugge will be first and also be away first. No, it can be a huge decider for some match.
You remember kakra na fi yin komo kakra na yemeto aso.
Say the Benfica for the Real Madrid. No. Real Madrid will pen them down for a revenge. We and your home and away.
Sure.
Indeed. For this season, yeah, you might have Champions League in them. No. Ebe mas office ano go for Buffalo. Go for Buffalo. On paper, it looks straightforward for Newcastle, but say other clubs are making it to the playoff. You will not underrate Karabakh. Omo team bia
Unim say onu mo start ball ne pe no. Ubetu no match one. Na fe wu chase game no. But yes, I think say Eddie Howe team na wedding until they will be able to do it. Last season, Paris Saint-Germain had French opposition no in a knockout phases, you know, or playoff no. Me sure say a sad game na inyani omusunsum to go all the way no. Because almost your breast pa goes be brave. And I almost a share almost. This time around, and your breast by a Monaco. Monaco a manageable. Emma Omo. But who said I can't see me in the Champions League? Too much of familiarity yet. Unu ukromu ni aga say ombu. So about this new said about this new boo no. Ukromu ni team anya me no wa that ukromu a.
Sounds so the champion. BG the French league. I'm good them Monaco and the Marseille.
Uni madia Emma Pep a chair part to win the Champions League with Man City. When along the line we share Tottenham, along the line we share Liverpool. So unu ukromu team e share with Europa. Ayana a money star be. Okay. But I think say yes, you go in for team a friend Paris Saint-Germain. Bodo ni Inter. Aye, story na me catch you nibi. There are teams some more fairy tale stories on they call. The in a chance ebe end time be and say ebe ko so a edu machiako and that game no look tricky but Inter they so say Rome to the knockout stages now they have the character to play this kind of ties, you know. Gala Juve the best game in the knockout playoff. Yeah. Because they seem to be two teams are more equal strengths. Okay. In the game no mind the pa one game you can't predict why na ebeti me I call him Borussia Dortmund I was so crashing Atlanta. But it's a tricky game ni bia. Even Adeyemi Garasi enemy said o man show Atlanta bet me you. And yes, on paper you are favorite, but you know say ulusu gar kakrebi opponent ebe you sa Borussia Dortmund ne Atlanta. Unsa mabeka just say me say Atletico Madrid no matter how they go Simeone dia. And Rich, wouldn't say probably on. Maybe they need to exit the Champions League in another bad way. Yes, enough is enough.
Still, he's there.
Minje Club Brugge this season indeed.
Okay.
Oma change your coaches, some results to be especially my idea, but they have formidable side. In terms of game, so the Olympiacos Bayern for Leverkusen there. You'll be watching a lot of goals. Right. I was hard time. That is how it goes.
I'm on the 18th in the first league.
I was straightforward 8 anymore. Now you know which two ties to monitor because ASR two ties are not able to produce opponents. So my example, for instance, there is Karabakh against Newcastle and a Monaco against Paris Saint-Germain. The obeying Yonko or Karabakh against Newcastle. And the obeying Yonko between Monaco and Paris Saint-Germain. So two teams, you know, and at the next draw, are more in line to face either Chelsea or Barcelona.
Okay.
It is I mean, I bet was at Bompire. Every I Barcelona ni. I was a PSG Pieba. Now I remember what untimin, you know. Every I Chelsea ni I said you will not like an English affair. In the likely event, so who could share Newcastle now in the ball 2 legs now on pay. It will bump and send a Karabakh, you know. Now, Omupi, but I'm sure self for a typical Chelsea in Barcelona for the Muti is there. And come bump and so when a Karabakh in Monaco. Any Newcastle in PS in film. One of 16 and now.
Emma Champions League discussions and Suena Govi.
Wednesday Champions League no butia kakra.
Okay.
Boys no enya BND.
Okay.
But on Thursday 3 coats ebumie. Nti again say na dey be omo ma be kan chro no ye dey omo DSA be kan 3 coats omo mu twa nyina ebumie. Meaning say minim so I won't bother to put it out here. Just quickly and the coats na available Friday day na the weekend you know. Oko Fifi man for Twitter, Facebook, all the social media handles obenyabi. So up a quick mentions knock it our pen or paper there on Nhyira TV bar. First one here BW372E8BD2. Second one a BW 37 2E 7E 70. Third one is BW 37 2E 6F49. And the last one is BW 37 2E 6B CE. Fifi Manfred, especially on Twitter and on Facebook, Obenya quotes in Rich Radinto Greens and Wisumai.
But how do you come on that? Meaning coming and Twasso.
Yes, Fifi Eka could as a million as a bet we won't come and ye dino, and if Fifi and Quan bit my share your codes. What would say and so bet me a child bet or bet we know share code. And until I bet we say, or more, be a bet influencer. In Simen Kayo, the answer of show code. What's your show better? Unique code now, that's no. Now I share with your betting community. A bit my small group be a woman who would do come a bit me old school group or social media handles who bet me that to tour. The more now for the woo code a bet no. Sikaka come with each bet in bet with some ponibi. Eddie Amawa code no a yaudi and enunti and I bet we say oh yeah bet influencer no. Mr. Onkrato we are betting only 18 years on camo. But when the 18 years I wakunya say obeti me a bet name mum say oh bet ya no bet responsibly. Eddie Amaya bet you almost get way more. So say the Rexona deodorant, the #1 deodorant brand, and ye didn't want dance here Eddie Ama Obia. Africa Hana ya won a show wa high free tinipa. Inti eto de bia na fifrato na ma nka kakra aba ho from anopa udware de wi an was here fresh no. But Rexona say sa bacteria na e man fifre ba body na afia man nka kakra ba body no. Omo di technology bi aba. Omo di aye Rexona 72 hours deodorant na emma sa nka no emma ho fifre entimi pontew ena nka no ade aba ho we Rexona nko a ena ewo sa de be 72 hours na emma freshness any protection from body odor any sweatiness into way uko shop na ben wo no uko supermarket wo uko mall ho na say deodorant ngwa na akwakoto dia na wato Rexona de any be medical catch say o say obi a passport to card dia Rexona is your #1 brand because anything sports or me related to it or me sponsors of CAF or me sponsors of FIFA or me sponsors of Power Sports or me sponsors of local club nimpo Rexona ewo ehonum omo pe bi atone dia medical can o shop na ben wo no o supermarket na ben wo no mo ho no baby abeko bi eton deodorant bia no obenya Rexona 72 hours no ebi na watimi ato no mom omo pe ne dudu atu no entie me Daddy Ash store there were occasion no opposite advanced savings and loans ho okota kradia market circle adjacent car bank no ube kumasi a edum market Mrs. Anoche Plaza na ene Boss FM edi enhwani mu no Daddy Ash store ho obetimi akotu na odi abegu shop no maton adepa edi ama won for so for Daddy Ash fe no 0531 013 881 0531 013 881 and that's 0244 772 599 0244 772 599 and yet that is Action Beauty Glow and so distributors wholesale any retail at the Mount Rexona Beauty Glow 2 shops Edum PZ I buy as a performance ho udu kejetia Dubai so shop number G1549 I buy police station no Beauty Glow ho udu kejetia opposite gate 8 Beauty Glow ho Makola Mall Accra and a Makola Central Market so Accra and so Beauty Glow okoa obenya no dodo na watimi etu Rexona deodorant no Fred Unilever International na ejinchire mu bia manfa maw 0543 384 958 0543 384 958 Rich FNC
that's it at from a side opening up a beam opening by some American Mr. Moa Medinaba
as only Mr. Moa starting Medimecano Bebao
I saw the call
Mecano Mr. Moa Mecano be 3 years Mia Mishaka na metimuse.
Facelift.
Oh yeah, touch.
Sure.
I was say, oh yeah, your body was in kakra bi mame. Na mispray na mechanic says, "Sin that them say the first buy no." Ti misrewa
problem ni ho.
Me de beba.
If you do yewura, ewura fikisi.
Yeah, me jitu say me hwe unyu media wadi. Me hwe multimedia ye ka si de na nso so aye media ya. And me hwe de we a. Kana sa yem mo se de afi yakotaba na
Ibu a udu kapa kwa so yakoto ka from so there bi. Misamu abefa coin on the buy no.
And I'm Hong Kong, do ma companies will be there.
Because
Campus there, lectures and professors.
Yeah.
Because me can say I de can by company can. What's how to talk as
yes, I could talk as
I'm one.
Saka so dia. And you want as I won't say yes.
I tell for a Saturday, I'm automobile penny for us, baby. Mr. Amwan and one company new and yet in a banner. Na my catcher say, O Cano, on say, who cry, I'm one in Jacan who be because Nifa now the cotton and say, who can I never in you. You ever saw my can if I be him. Zama, good morning.
Morning.
Now what you saying?
I cannot do now, so
I'm Adam. I am your pa. In himself, spares be bree. Rather, you may young Kwana or Ghana. A DNT and as a meet see wa. And some of the canaba and more to mobile. No more young one to my mammy.
I no pay meet our telephone.
Okay, telephone
FM. Let me chair, made me for Francisca Amoa. The displayer, back my training.
Okay.
And you know about Casawa.
No problem.
Any masters, no more master fee. Any wow down for.
Yarupuba.
Also, Munina, Michel Munina, and your boysiki. Omuya Jumason. The entire my hoyes on when say, Spray a Juma, a Jumebia. A Juma pa, not also Siani. No, who would money. Now you're Manama Honti. The Amaya hoyes on when say, so be the Juma Bena Juma Kanya da Dakulana. The Tommy Boaz say, me yakanam na kana be mo so yakam we swear yakam na wonya adwuma
go no adwuma bi anjere ni ho
gabi me yaka bi sisi e bonnet ana me ye fela bonnet na ka bi na se masande egu bonnet ka na ho nyina enya adwuma
okay
ba ka ba welcome se ka wodie
adwuma gum
la wo ho nyina chiachia nti wo na wo se wo ye madala ne ba wo ba bo amoto mo ba ho a kan bi siwa baby achie bi ebetete kama ni yi lance ni nyina go first code second code third code ansa ni asande kan de akọ washing base ya wash car no ya begu another code for ya akọ machine mo na ye kan ye machine na rumi ha no the whole kumasi akra bi ni ho tie di wura kan oven no ni ye so a light na kan baby enye bi show acho ye machine you use no
okay
baby enye bia no
ti mu de car ni wura ho na ma so light no ti baby a mistakes will be a light ni be show ni na wow
am one mistake you no asa ye adwuma na ye enti ma ye ho ne ye sonko ani ye time ye de ye adwuma no se me show na otwemienu na otwemienu no mo abefa uka
na otwemienu ai bosumi de ni bia
bia se na otwemiensa 2 weeks kwa no mo abefa the entire me ma time ka kan say adwuma ye bibia timisi
sure
but time na me de ma me time na nso last week we be the carry bam kan say 1 week ne 3 days na man be fa kan also what way am love for na am say dem mawi obene say de wo hu bia ya adwuma na wi ti de ma ye ho no ye sonko no ye nya adwuma basa basa ye adwuma ni wi a mi an kasa me be zamo adwuma no hu say adwuma na ma wi no ifre akwa ha do be black na aye e wi a de wo say o wase kan no wa wase de wo say o wi no horo ho na
wase ne no e dia dia mo de ne
next year ni me de ayi ni bi beba na
machine amode
no matchrow last time we try about me nim say omode buy na me akasa me gina ho because
no de amode ya car no ema eye te say de edi free home aba pepepe
on say brony spray car wia o wia no asan de ani no na e free be polish e di bia gugu ayi so ni aso e machine at say the grande car no e phone bi na da no was ukura na say de nam car no ho ekotire basi ya na se yi eni ne fi bi a ebi eto ba bi no eyi efre so nti ewi e wodro bi honom no miemi agoso ansa na wodi nso a wohoro hu na obi wi a wode olag na pepa hu na you smooth to don sanam ka no a ho totoro they said yeah tie loba na yede amano but yen kola na ebesu adwuma this time no onsu adwuma ni ye no ho adwuma
do ogu ya no afro be fa akako
they said the aba no say spring boot na ye baby bie na bonten ye fre no ovin no utimi jam ba bia je ka do kwakoye nti ka bia atwama no wache ka no na ko twa sika no akokwe obi wie ne adwuma no aye mini ase bia me gu obi adwuma but adwuma ni ye no e ko si adwuma esu adwuma we master oto ye bo ase 8 good years ye wie ne bo master mistake bia ne enim bia o kire kire ansana nyame die bedu ba bia eduri but ne kula na play on emlikatu hu adwuma ni
no atene ho
enti no adwuma obegye no okweni bia le bi adana bi jina ka bi si e bi free career for
okay ode ye ni bia ma me me mo ba me make sure the way adwuma ni city e company ye adwuma no si ye ni wa nchire ma no so bit ma be kura adwuma ni mu ye because me ye adwuma ni che asaf market ana ewrade adoma ya be bia adwuma na ni company kesese enti wo de o ka ewra ho no ma skeleton e tight ho na mti o ka entu refi ho no ma ye body waste is breaker e learning ye also o ka ye ma obia no ye bia ho adwuma no be sonko okay
akese woni be gi adwuma na e dem ye no ba use 0244
0244
46
57
64 0244 46 57
64
na kakra make kaka ho ne se ene ye mana o ma wie school no mi wie school last time me begin ha kan na mi school na me but na ho de ni fi ye de mi be sua adwuma me gide mu sua adwuma no adwuma na me sua na nyame adom ewrade fa me wo fa mo so bi adwuma ma me a na adwuma be campaign kese mesle se emofra na ye ma no ko university no won kura be sesia o mo university o mo se sua adwuma ka ho
okay
o ma ko mo to ya wo fu na pese o do ba bi sua adwuma akonya da ho
okay
betim da ba o de ba e be gin ya chana
o de machines adwuma nye nya gwagwa ni bia
o me gwagwa bia o ye machine di trafela ye di we bia di sandika ye adwuma te se de ye adwuma we look na bia ye kama ula wo vin so a on se wo vin papa na o hyemu a wo ye adwuma gan se ye di pentagon no enya gan bia ye awata gan e di spray can na can is one ma otimi se blue ni na ye de ye adwuma ya kla ni na bia ba adwuma ho de ye ma so ko na wo
okay na 10% no da be na wi
nyame aduma next month
next month
next month
okay February be say
we ma me hwe ni say say ameboa enuam bebebe am mo tima be am kan bo kwa na ebi school fees ya dia tina akoye dia ma no kimi de 1 month be ka ho
na me sha
am na kwa akoye March ending because April
na say udi na me sha asantima dase pa and minim say ncheche mu kakra kra odi amayi am say obi a wutie show ya no pa bia no and the difference between amo automobile and on waka no me say nyawa na minim say ka owi a was very we say the circle polish de kwa wo na ayala ni afro say be fa ka ko
we hear the difference between a handmade furniture simple and the domo craba na the finishing
sure
the adwuma bia no the quality of adwuma finishing
no
yes finishing no so na polish no into ko na spray ka now ko na spray na polish ya
difference will
say yes
because we share company can me say me hu me buzo that's kind na say na me ba ana ma say akoto fu de ana me say no ba ko na
manager open kai
is accountant
pajalo kai me ye kan we ono ahu
yeah we share can out you say because I feel the different approach aba
at the beginning no mo enya me wura adwuma no mo ntemase because me ye ka ba ko pe am mo hu adwuma ti we fit
sure
ye nwa ye num
onsa no fedodo
tina ye adwuma se ne
yes am fa number ni tuja na afedi enwi
0244 46 57
64 yes and zubim 0244 46 57 64
na me fa kwanya we so achia me maame akuya pokuya ofrido nyina me yele mele amoa ene me mane mo fam no me adman na master fee me chia we bia ya me sha we bia
zamo asantima dase ene adwuma pa we e dase pa okay therefore yamfa we kakran so hu na fe nya kwan ena humra ena yala nations bomb mediema defending league leaders mediema omobo nations adano ye ne nations general manager Hey, on no comment in a so them says you.
No,
original manager. Can I give a chance? I the CEO. I'm Mr. I review of Femi. I don't go there. What are the positions on Chumakra? But we see you at the nations. The last time I Casanos, yes. So I'm going to say team not perform. And Omu Yebia Senebia team no. Ever say I come back to the nations in him no. And Omu Bomediama, stubborn side.
Mediama is on a certain streak. Omo mudi na chinyi na chance of a top from Bonto. But this is one of the games that Omo mudi media mention and it hopa. Minimsia Okwa Brankesia. No matter the nation's team or Belgiano, they make it very, very difficult for you. A Brankesi Park, you know, a starby, a hosa. Nations for him, and Obowa is very, very intense. I said about Stanford Bridge now because pitching is challenging. You know, the game is very, very intense. But, Rich, this season, club buying a throw challenge ama mediama or more accepted money. Ubejiri said in the first round, one of the few clubs of motivation mediama nations. And it's all team coach Ibrahim Donkor in the pre-match press conference or say media my boys they think they have a revenge against nations. Some of my form numbers of winning. Look, Rich Sene media my team be share nations or Brankesia.
League no.
They've made the biggest statement say league no. Obiano obetimi ato. Already, my intentions are clear. But so move free takwa. Ewura santim potemwa. No mo kwa Brankesi esha. Rich, I think say that statement will be very, very loud for Obi Ghana Premier League next year. Say on to na Jumia Mediama is on the league hunter to meet again. The game is very, very crucial for them. And the game the results, you know, Ebema Ochina. I think so. MPP elections, yeah, ain't me sports. But at least by Monday, see a Ghana Premier League in common. Friday match we on Bobonene will have a lot of say in the discussions of Monday. The Ghana Premier League game near Babedi. Now, me demand no jaton. Rich, the Ben on Baye Abrankese Kwan.
I can't vote also too much, and affected supporters on Mukoko have no.
Eh? Say ye mumudi ye judgment which you mutayebeko. But Rich, I am thinking about the normal individual. Only motivation was what to say me I am a juma some koshano. While we are Brankesi Babako, I feel a big match in power on Koshe. Yes, sir. A quino omunya quino. And you Rich.
The Black Stars are going.
Okay. Oh, David. Say, Obi Dada on all this is so called. We have a say, Bopina would be connected. Ah, and Occasion could be my uncle.
And my Kaiser and Ken Dinkom Ken Krakai.
Yes,
so Sash and Jerusalem Minister.
Haji. If we say Yakwa Pa and then Canesians,
I mean, a big game.
Big game, very, very exciting. And so, because of equality, I bet see the number of supporters are. Because some game and that's anti capable power which we and you be a kotokoni and you be a nations and I say media menu. Yes, it's a game for football fans because fair. Coach Mayangani Tanko, they are very, very good ex-players, or maybe good coaches. Or maybe fair. I'm sure Aquino would the motivating go for me. Emomun Koshabono. I was almost fixed on kind of moment. Rich, I was almost fixed on kind. Oh, the one who they are making TCC. Opo China, who I'm going to call Brank, guess a core body. Mechanical, because, hey, I said, my quote, Sebi, a full bimu, a way, chichina, mama. And in so toya, in futrus etum, in so ta at the chesetum. Untimum call a quanaso ma bra. One person will say yes, one brain or quaba.
Imagine ukona o ekona.
I'm so high.
Yeah, na so brankesi de ya.
Nti omo de trotro na kwa so. Ubeduku na utimu na ya ne ane futu.
Imagine so ukopa na o ke condition ni ma.
Ubewu.
Ube understand be na o de.
Uka ni mu nyina be ye futuro sa.
It's a penny for Moyana.
Omunya kwa. Enam fatulo Johnson so. And
I say mo kwan dey for.
Na mo dey wa you go video there.
But so come on kwan dey.
So come on kwan dey. You say your markings ozu.
Enye go video there. No me. Ni go enye na se na ade.
Ozi ya markings.
Ya markings na ozu.
Oh kwan dey kama kwan dey. But so come on go na ho no na rododo ade.
Anya hwe.
Yes catch them so mumma yemubu kwa ayi ni bi efi ni bi ma
city bi traffic chi o ko bantima e dey traffic be chi
ba ko mbie mu ho na nka traffic ni
akwanda ho bebre da ho
o ne mfuturu na so mfuturu
na sam ko we di mi o e so ko ba ko de ho e ka
oh eh na sam mi fia yi ni ba ho na mfai
ho e ka
na so ba no Oba no me so na bia kama. So dey share chat ko na bi.
Ai guy, omunya brankesi de no so.
Omunya na omunya. Ate fam pam cho ye ba sisi na eto adwumedi ni so dia mama.
In the process, maybe sell. Promo code AYDN. No about Nhyira FM Ashaho, a basa automatically no. Ye chow £5 and €5, and we are more Europe. So America Canada, ye chow $10 for free. O send this cancel, yento tap send it here. No fee.
Hey, they just say okay, tap send. No.
Yeah, Ojo. What's on this channel? Okay, any I'm checking some from. Kaish, a soon tap send party jack. Mama, we are saying, can you? Hey, remember that?
Offer, Pacha, my friend.
You know what when you say?
Masoya, yes, Nana.
Not there.
Say, baby, I'm a tea to me, and I'm a fast and miska. I didn't count what they could see with business in credit discount. Oh, you're the buy and so I'm equal. I won't send me brave. I feel quite a move with some transaction or order. Ah,
Debbie. And catch your offer say on download do tap send. So download the tap sender or send this camera wire. About to send mobile money and our bank account simple.
Tap send.
Yeah, tap send. Now okay, tap send it there. If you see a fan baby ubia, so what Europe and America, Canada, so kura Android, so kuta iPhone, and once I download the app na 2 phones. In the process, maybe say promo code AYDN. No about Nhyira FM Ashaho, a basa automatically no. Ye chow £5 and €5, and we are more Europe. So America Canada, ye chow $10 for free. O send this cancel, yento tap send it there. No fee.
Hey, they just say okay, tap send. No.
Yeah, Ojo. What's on this channel? Okay, any I'm checking some from. Kaish, a soon tap send party jack. Mama, we are saying, can you? Hey, remember that?
Offer, Pacha, my friend.
You know what when you say?
Masoya, yes, Nana.
Not there.
Say, baby, I'm a tea to me, and I'm a fast and miska. I didn't count what they could see with business in credit discount. Oh, you're the buy and so I'm equal. I won't send me brave. I feel quite a move with some transaction or order. Ah,
Debbie. And catch your offer say on download do tap send. So download the tap sender or send this camera wire. About to send mobile money and our bank account simple.
Tap send.
Yeah, tap send. Now okay, tap send it there. If you see a fan baby ubia, so what Europe and America, Canada, so kura Android, so kuta iPhone, and once I download the app na 2 phones. In the process, maybe say promo code AYDN. No about Nhyira FM Ashaho, a basa automatically no. Ye chow £5 and €5, and we are more Europe. So America Canada, ye chow $10 for free. O send this cancel, yento tap send it there. No fee.
Hey, they just say okay, tap send. No.
Yeah, Ojo. What's on this channel? Okay, any I'm checking some from. Kaish, a soon tap send party jack. Mama, we are saying, can you? Hey, remember that?
Offer, Pacha, my friend.
In the process, maybe say promo code AYDN. No about Nhyira FM Ashaho, a basa automatically no. Ye chow £5 and €5, and we are more Europe. So America Canada, ye chow $10 for free. O send this cancel, yento tap send it there. No fee.
Hey, they just say okay, tap send. No.
Yeah, Ojo. What's on this channel? Okay, any I'm checking some from. Aish, a soon tap send party Jack. Mama we are saying can you? Hey, remember that?
Ofa, pacha mama friend.
He know what when you say.
Masoya yes nana.
Not day.
Se baby am tie to me. And am we fa send me sika. Din kan we dey kosi we business ni pakura discount. You dey buy enso am ko yi a ehun sem bebre. Afi kwa do mo busam sem my transaction o hoda. Ah,
Debbie. And catch you, catch you offer say on download tap send. So download tap send or send this camera wire. A better to mobile money and our bank account simple.
Tap send.
Yeah, tap send. Now okay, tap send there. If you see fana baby obia, so what Europe and America, Canada. So kura Android so kuta iPhone and once we download app na two phone so. In the process, maybe say promo code ADN. No about
0.5. Patilo, Inye.
Richardo, Nami Adama, Ochana, Yanantino.
Sure, Nami Adama. Pamcho, Ochina, 6 a.m.
On a past 6.
Yeah, 6 a.m. Then yes, 7 8 Libya.
And I got a 4 time.
Pacho, 6 Nia Shase, Kumasi City Mall.
We are working.
Nia exercise, the cacao, we are near Fuck Room, and anti Krumania, as I go back to City Mall.
Of course.
Your qua, honey, a very fresh young cacra. On say no must keep in yard asani eju bia kwan e ma no kwetu ensafu bia
biamra let go do
we ku a let go do say e no be die animu anti onante kakra na obra nam de na si ambulance ni mu onu di ne fa ambulance anti de bra ambulance kan ho security no so tight o lance ya de wa security ni pa oba o ye sorted nti abibia ba come into otena no ya twa obia no pa 6 obia bra na ye nanti and shake you off extra de na bibia enye kama emfa amai tilo
Richardo ye ko de na evangelist prophets obedia tutu birthday na obedia sankofa Tom Brown I no ye Johnson work no almost sponsor me kama and you know prophet happy birthday to you show na do hwe bia kopon enya ne kama emfa ema wonyu fa do mu no san fa nko adomu evangelist prophet obedia tutu happy birthday to you
atefo emfa musia na adom kase no time so enko fa mra nyame adom a ye besan endemu ahia ye so bia no Lady Gold any team no so led by Benewa ombetenase na omo ade obra atwanjumadi no ade abra yakram na ye besan ni mo hia
na do be ko mampani John Dramani Mahama kacha wo de chopema